Social Truth, episode 6.1. I'm Andy Sikora.
And I'm Matt Kitchen. Social Truth is the internet television show for the popular website, socialtruth.com. We take a lot of news stories, throw them online, post on them, comment on them, and talk to you about them right now on a show
Right here,
like
right
this.
now.
And we talk about how they relate to truth in our society. So that's what we do. Comments are going to be in episode 6.2. That'll be Wednesday, so come back, visit on Wednesday, watch that, and get the comments that you guys posted and talked about on the website. But for now, we're rolling into the first story, so follow us there. All right, first story. Hamas faces expulsion threat. So, the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, I think that's actually pretty good.
That was good. Well
Thank you. Today warned that he could remove the Hamas government from power if it failed to face the facts and recognize Israel.
Wow.
Very interesting story here. Okay, so basically, in case you didn't know, we said it before, Hamas has been this kind of government that's kind of taken the governmental role, the leadership in the Palestinian government, and Hamas is known as this kind of terrorist-oriented government.
Canada hates Hamas.
And Canada hates Hamas.
America not so much.
I think we're refusing aid, though.
Okay, sure.
So a lot of countries have come forth and refused to aid the Palestinian government because the Palestinian government, or the Palestine in general, doesn't have a lot of money coming in. So they rely on a lot of external aid for things. And so Canada was like, oh, no money from us, and many other countries have been, oh, no money from us, until you relinquish this Hamas control, recognize Israel as a country, and denounce all violence.
So this is like one of 3 steps that needs to be taken.
It was several of that, actually, because he said, basically, he came forth and said, first we need to recognize Israel, which for a Palestinian person to say that is huge, because Palestine and Israel don't get along. So very impressive that he said that. Second, he's like, we also need to denounce the violence and say we're not a violent country. We have no intentions to be violent against any other countries, including Israel. And that will basically, those are the 2 main things that he said. Yeah. So it's really interesting, and I had a quote on here, which I'll see if I can get to. But basically, this has been like the first time in Israel, or a Palestinian country leaders have come forth to really not only recognize Israel, but really denounce everything that everyone else thought they were standing for.
Right.
So the president, that Mahmoud Abbas guy.
You got it right the first time. You don't have to do it right.
That's okay. He said today, he warned that he could remove the Hamas government from power if it failed to face the facts and recognize Israel. Which I think I already said.
You may have said that before.
Yeah, that's all right. So he's doing that, and that's a good thing. So the truth in this story that I had was the importance of just, it's strong to stand up against a governmental norm, if you will, and say that this is what we need to do best for the country. Because I don't know necessarily if he's all pro-Israel and he's pro that thing, but the best thing for his country right now to get financial aid and make his people out of poverty and stuff like that is to do these things.
The only way they're going to get anywhere is if they take this first step.
Right.
Yeah.
And so to take that step and go beyond and doing what's good for his country, is a strong thing. And I think it's
better for the world too.
It's much better for the world. Right on.
Yeah.
So that's that story.
That was good.
Thank
you.
A
lot of seriousness right there.
Yeah. Well, next we'll see how it goes.
Okay. I'll try and mess this up.
Then you ask my opinion.
Here we go. Bush takes aim at rising gasoline prices. Calling the oil issue a matter of national security, President Bush outlined a plan Tuesday to cut gasoline costs and temporarily stop deposits to the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Now, I saw this. I was at the rec center here in our little town of Brecksville, Ohio. I was running on a treadmill, and they had Fox News on, and they showed this press conference, and I'm like, sweet, Bush is going to save us some money on gas. No more money, or no more gas going into the reserves.
In a perfect world?
In a perfect world. Or in a political agenda world, or maybe trying to make it look good world. That's how it seems. However, this isn't going to help us that much. This is a quote from the story. It says, oil experts said that the impact of withholding deposits, while positive, will have a negligible impact on gas prices. Here's the quote from this guy, Peter Betrol, who's president of some energy company. Petrol, get it? Get it? Okay, it's less than 30,000 barrels a day in a country that consumes 21 million.
A day?
A day. That's not even rearranging a single deck chair on the Titanic. But psychologically, it has some effect. Basically going, he's tricking you into believing that we're helping you out, but it's not really helping at all.
So it's a morale boost is all it is.
It's just trying to look like we're doing something.
Especially to make people want to like him right now, because most people don't.
Right, exactly.
That's a statistical fact. I'm not
fact.
leaning either way there. I'm just saying.
70% of Americans are at least not approving of what's going on yet.
So it's not really going to lower prices of
it's
gas?
It's not going to do anything. Like, if it lowers the prices at all, it would be less than 1 cent of a change per gallon. But it's not, not at all. When this announcement was made, prices did drop a little bit, but it's just reactionary to what they heard.
Right.
In the end, it's not going to help at all. There's been a lot of things happening in this kind of story where some senators are saying that they should send every taxpayer a $100 rebate check to ease the pain. I'll take $100.
I'll take $100.
I mean, honestly, that's not going to do
It's still
anything.
like a month's gas for me, though.
Yeah, not even. I mean, depending on where you drive or what you drive.
Right.
So in the end, I think that this problem is a lot bigger problem than how do we lower the taxes on gas or lower the price of gas today. It's a way bigger problem, and the truth of it is, I think, comes out of another quote from Bush, and we can talk about this.
Okay.
And Bush said, "Our addiction to oil is a matter of national security concern." And I think in the end,
that's such a dangerous quote for him to say.
It is a dangerous quote, but I think in the end, our addiction to oil is a matter of concern. Like, the reason that this is a problem is because of how much oil we use.
Absolutely.
And the truth of the matter is we can't live without it right now.
Yeah, it's very true.
And something has to be done to change
I think there's few things in our country right now that we can say that about.
Right.
And that's why the whole thing with oil right now is such a scary topic. And which is, although that quote just makes me think, like, why we went to Iraq he's basically saying that.
Yeah. No, it's
true. So it's such a tough thing. You guys need to go. We're going to post a link to this story that Andy posted on here. There's been a lot of good discussion about the different things about gas and how much we're paying, if we should be paying that much, if oil companies are extorting us and all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Because I think there's a lot of good discussion there. But overall, I think just the truth is that Bush delivered this comment and this speech basically just to gain backing when he really had no grounds to deliver that upon.
Yeah.
Really no hope to give to the
in the
American
end,
people.
It's like telling somebody who's addicted to something,
right,
I'll help you out a little bit, but it doesn't do anything.
It's like a false hope, is it not?
Yeah, it is. There's no hope.
That's harsh.
There's no. Maybe there is hope. No. There's no help from that.
We're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die.
Next story. All right, next story. 13-year-old fulfills wish of terminally ill mother. Single tear. This is a story that was on ESPN. I watched it on SportsCenter, and I posted this when I posted it. I felt like a little bit less of a man because actually my eyes started to well up with a few tears while I was watching SportsCenter, and I think that's the first time and hopefully last time that will ever happen.
Yes.
And I don't know if they take my man license away for that.
I don't think they will. I think they put those on to test men.
Oh, yeah. So Dakota Dowd watched her golf ball take flight and then walked toward her terminally ill mother. The 13-year-old gave her a hug and said simply, "Mom, don't cry. I don't get." She's not done talking yet. She goes on to say, "I don't get how women cry when they are happy," Dakota said later. "Who cries when they are happy?" With that, the tears stopped and a day the family will forever cherish began. So this is what happened. Okay, so a woman who is terminally ill,
sure
basically.
It was more I just want to say this. I'm sure it was more heart-stirring watching it happen as opposed to reading it. That.
I thought it was pretty good when I read it. So
it was great. Mom, don't cry.
So, okay, here's a story. A woman in Florida develops breast cancer. She has a double mastectomy. Clinically, she's now deemed to beat the cancer, and she doesn't have any cancer left, and she's medically cleared. Her daughter, meanwhile, begins golf and is really entrenched in golf, and her mother's working a lot to provide the money for her to play golf and lots of competitions and stuff like that. And then later, they find out a couple of years later that the mother has recontracted, or not, we don't really contract, but cancer
out of remission.
Yeah. Cancer has resurfaced in her body and all in her bones and her other organs and stuff like that. And she's basically pronounced terminally ill. Yeah. And obviously, at that point, devastated, she wanted to give up, very distraught. Her daughter comes forth and basically says, "Mom, don't give up. Keep trying." She's important to it. And then one of the parts where I lost it was that when asked why she didn't give up, she's like, "Well, my daughter needs a mother."
Yeah.
And so I mean, if you go and the link in our story goes to ESPN, and you can watch this thing, And you can tell the family dynamic in this family because it's a mother and a father who are still together, and their daughter. They only have one child, but you can tell between all three. They interview all three. The family dynamic is strong there,
Sure.
and it's really heartwarming to see. And so basically, what happens is their daughter's dream was for the mother to always watch the daughter in an LPGA Women's Pro Golf tour or event. And so basically, she's 13 years old, and she got allowed to play in an LPGA thing with her mother watching, and by an exemption from like sponsors exemption. And so it's really cool to see that. And I don't know, just a really cool, really good story. She finished 2 over on her first day. She's real good, actually, for a 13-year-old.
For that day.
For that, what? Shut up.
I'm just saying, if she was
Can't
real
you just
good,
give the girl some credit?
listen,
All
listen.
right.
It's a great story. But if she was real good, she would already be playing on the LPGA.
She's 13.
Yeah, so is Michelle Wee, who's 16. But still, it's close to 13.
3 years older, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
All right, so I think the truth in this is kind of like what I was saying, just like the strong family, strong quality family dynamic that's there that can really change lives and build character. I think you can see it in this girl that she's gonna turn out to be a real woman, and that her mother made that impact in her life, and that's always really good to see. Parents really caring about their children, doing the right thing with that.
That's great to see.
Yeah.
Mom, don't cry.
So visit socialtruth.com, register, post, comment, enjoy the site, watch episode part 6.2, part 2 of this episode. We're going to talk about the comments. That'll be here on Wednesday afternoon. And then until then, email us socialtruth@gmail.com. Anything we said today, call us at 773-598, true 773-598-8783. And you can leave a voicemail about what we saw, what you thought about the show today.
You can leave a voicemail about whatever. I mean, you could just call,
you can just say
talk.
Hey. So tell your friends and spread the social truth goodness. Real quick, big thanks to Greg Peterson, who made some of the new graphics for us, and he did a great job with those, and we appreciate that, and he's a friend. And so hopefully we'll see some more of those coming down the line. So, I think that's it. See you guys on Wednesday.